Today's video is going to be an update video about what we've been doing and what's going on. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Number one update with me, because I'm selfish and want to go first.
Yeah, I was going to suggest you go first.
So I have a picture. We'll put a picture in here. Nick made me a table for my lapidary saw. I bought my lapidary saw a few years ago. A man named Tony sold it to me. He was actually cutting a rock in it when I bought it from him. So he had to clean it up, shipped it to me. And when I got it, I realized, man, I don't really have anywhere to put this. So I put it on the pallet that it came in. I had it freighted from Idaho, actually, is where Tony lives. And it got here, and I set it on the pallet for a long time. And then I got a table for it to go on. But this said table that I had for it to go on, I just did a poor job picking out tables. It was pretty rickety, and I wondered if it would hold the saw up. And because of the way the table was oriented, I wasn't able to, I just felt like I couldn't do a good job cleaning my saw. And I felt like I couldn't see the back of my saw. There's not a lot of space in the basement right there, so it took up too much room, and I couldn't see the back of my saw. When I bought the saw, I knew it had an oil leak in it, and I knew I could probably fix it, or at least just put cardboard under it and change the cardboard. It's not a very big leak. It's not really that big of a deal, but I never even was able to hardly get to the back of the saw. It was just a really bad, so as far as ergonomics go, it was a no-no. So for Christmas, Nick built me this table for me to set the saw on. Now, originally I had planned for the saw to face a different direction. Instead of kind of parallel with the wall, it was going to face out. But it fit on the table really good, and you'll see in the picture how I've got it set on there. And I'm really excited about that because it makes my saw very accessible. It's at a better height. It's not like so tall where I have to stand on my tiptoes to look in and make sure my rock is adjusted in the vise before I slab a rock. So that's something I've been really excited about, is my new table for my saw. And now I can see the back. I've identified the leak. I even put new gasket around everything. So I am very close to having that totally taken care of. And I love being able to get to my saw. So that's really good news. And hopefully that means I'll be cutting more rocks, because I've not really cut a lot of rocks in the last several months just because of that situation and because I've been busy. So got my saw fixed. The next update with me is I am always buying stones. I'm always buying rocks. And I bought a lot. And I don't mean a lot. I mean
ton of rocks.
Yeah. No, a lot. Instead
you do mean.
Yeah. Like a lot of rocks. Like multiple rocks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a parcel of rocks.
A parcel of rocks. I bought a really nice selection because I want to do more made to order, like small earrings or small rings, something like that. So stay tuned in my shop. You're going to see some more smaller, simpler designs with more made to order rings and earrings with those, the parcel of stones that I got. I'm very excited about it because I
love rocks.
I love rocks, and I love little rocks. I even reorganized them, which was a lot of fun for me. This is, speaking of reorganizing, this really isn't that much of an update, but I might put a picture too. For Christmas, Corey and Mom and Nick got me some cool fishing things, so I also reorganized my tackle, and now I'm ready for spring when better fishing weather comes along. Which I guess you could fish now too. You just kind of have to watch the weather. So that's a small update. I'm very excited about having a new fishing tackle to go with. And then my last big update that I'm very excited about is I am going to see REO Speedwagon in concert February 3rd. They're coming to Cherokee, North Carolina. And Nick is going to go with me. So Donna and Michael told me about the concert and asked me if they're like, dude, did you see this? We should all go. So me, Donna, Michael, and Nick are going to go see REO Speedwagon. And it's a little bit of a smaller venue. Like they play, really big places. So I don't know that they'll come out and speak to the crowd, but if they do come out and speak to the crowd, I told Nick, I was like, we got to have something that'll catch their attention. It's like, why are they going to speak to us two out of everybody else there? There'll probably be some pretty snazzy dressers. So everybody knows that my favorite guitar player is Gary Richrath, because he was the lead guitarist, the original lead guitarist. Well, not the original, but whatever, of the band. And he was a really good guitar player, and he died the year after we graduated high school. And so what I did is I went in online and made us some shirts with Gary on them, and it's just him floating. There's like, I removed the background, so it'll just be him playing guitar, making this face. He always made these like faces that he looks like he was in pain while he was playing, and it'll just be him floating on the black shirt. So I have one, Nick has one, they match, and I'm hoping that that'll make us stand out. And I'm hoping the band will see that, and I'm also hoping that their current guitar player doesn't get his feelings hurt when he realizes he's not on the shirt.
You're cool too, but we like Gary.
Because it would be really cool if we could get our picture made. It would be like Nick with Gary, Kevin in the middle, Katie with Gary.
Oh, if you sent me a picture of you and Kevin, I mean, Kevin Cronin is his last name, is that right? It'd be really cool, but like, I would laugh. I mean, it would just be surprising.
I know, and he seems so sweet. So I also have Kevin's autograph on my wall. I don't have Gary. It's a picture of him and Gary, but it's Kevin's autograph. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm excited about, I've been to a few concerts, but that'll be definitely the first concert that I've been to this year, and that'll be the first concert that me and Nick have ever been together. And for that matter, the first concert that me and Don and Michael have ever been to together. So I got my rocks, I got my jewelry, and I'm very excited about this concert that I'm going to go to. So you'll see pictures of that. You possibly might see some footage. We'll just see how it goes. I don't know. The floor is yours.
Let's see, what have I had going on? I've got a couple things, and it's funny, I mentioned this in an update that I filmed with my mom, and of course, if you don't know who she is or what her channel is, you're missing out. We'll put a link in the description. But I recently mentioned about the trouble with our dryer that me and Austin have been having. So we've been having issues with the dryer. It made a just ear-piercing is understatement squeak when you started drying clothes with it. And we've had it, I mean, this whole time it come with the house, it was fine until now. And then I was like, yeah, we need to quit running this. It means there's something wrong with it. Okay, well, the bearing in this thing was almost non-existent. And you'll be able to see that comparing the old one and the new one. The old one is like flat. I mean, it's not even a circle anymore. And the new one is a circle how it's supposed to be. So we got the parts for that, and we even got a new belt, and we cleaned all out in the dryer and like lubed up everything. And so last night Austin went to put that final part on, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to dry clothes again. And then he discovered that there was something else broke. So in the like dials, you know, that work the dryer, I don't know if it's called the heat element, I guess it is the heat element where the wires come up and tell that knob what to do. One of those wires was just ever so slightly split because they kind of dropped the lid when they were working on it. And he found out like you could hold it in there with a pair of pliers, but then when he did that, he accidentally kind of severed the other side. So it was just an accident, but it needed to be replaced anyway. So now so now we're waiting on that part, which honestly is fine. I mean, we're so lucky that we can do laundry here, and then we've just been hanging our clothes. So, you know, a little bit of a nuisance, but it's really not that big of a deal. So that's kind of where we're at with the dryer. I love my dryer and washer because they're old school and they really work. So it's worth the time it takes to fix it. Even if it was 6 months finding parts, I would be willing to do it. Yes.
Yeah, that you'd be able to keep them and not have to replace them.
For sure. So that's one update. Another update is that I made a coconut cream pie recently. I learned how to make that, I guess, just a couple days ago. This past week here, and it's been pretty good. It was interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if I told you this, but the first time I made the filling on the stove, I burned it, and so I had to make this pie twice.
Ooh.
It had eggs in it, of course, and if you're going to heat up eggs in any kind of like mixture, you have to heat it very slow or the eggs will scramble. That actually was not the problem though. I just scorched it because it had milk in it too, and if you heat it real fast, it scorches. I was also cooking in one of my glass pots because vision wear, and I've never had a problem. But I will say that I started out, I was like, I don't have a lot of time. Let's crank this to medium. I'm just going to whisk it constantly, and I definitely scorched it. So anyways, I was proud of myself once I did get the pie made, and it's been pretty good. Mom especially has liked it, so I brought her a lot of it to eat.
I will say at Thanksgiving and at Christmas, Corey made that pumpkin cream pie. I'm not lying, I've never had a pie that I like better than that. So I haven't tried the coconut because I'm usually not a coconut person. I do not like coconut anything. I'm surprised I'll tolerate coconut oil. It's just I don't do coconut. But as good as that pumpkin cream pie, even though I'm not usually a big coconut person, I bet I would love it because Corey did such a good job.
That you could try.
I might just try some then.
I do love anything coconut, and I actually did make a video about that pumpkin pie, so if you haven't seen that, we'll put the link in the description. And that's not my recipe, it's from someone else, but it is a really good pie. And this coconut cream pie is, and I'll put the link to the recipe for this pie as well in the description. What else besides, another thing I wanted to mention.
Yeah.
I got excited, so I cut myself off. Yesterday, I got a package in the mail, and this was from a very sweet viewer, so I thank them very much. They sent us some owl artwork. What would you call it? I would call it paintings, but I don't know if they're
Prints,
painted
wall
or prints.
hangings, just wall decor.
Yeah, but we love like birds, of course. You know, I love hawks, owls, just any kind of little birds. And she saw that and, oh my gosh, you know, that's so sweet. You don't have to do that. But I love them. They're so precious, and it's funny because one of them is one that we looked at online that I've seen it a lot and thought about buying it before. But I'm very slow with those things, you know, getting around to actually.
If you buy
doing
something
stuff.
and then you kind of measure and like, I wonder where this would go. And
Yeah.
it can seem overwhelming when you're looking for something online because there's usually 50 million options. And that kind of stops me before I ever start.
I know, it's too many options. But I want to make like a bird wall. So I want to have just a bunch of like artwork. You know, I'd put it in like a square. But the walls in me and Austin's house upstairs, the ceilings are kind of, I don't really think you could call them vaulted because the ceilings like slant like that.
But they're high.
They're high. So like,
like
part of the room is like really high, and then just where it slants down, that one
a normal
part
8
is
feet.
like a normal 8 feet. So they're big, you know,
like
big
10
expansive walls, right?
Yeah, so Corey would have plenty of room for that.
Yeah, to create that. So that was so sweet. Oh my gosh, I can't thank you enough. That was just precious. I love those paintings because it's like Mama's house in the 70s, and that's just what we happen to like. I think that pretty much is all the major updates that have been going on in my life that I can think about. Bless her heart, I scared her there. Olive has been doing pretty good. She's just over here snoozing. She's actually, I think, starting to kind of grow up a little bit and not be as crazy. She's starting to kind of rest more and just definitely chill out more. Not to say that she doesn't have her crazy spells, because sometimes she's just still a tornado, but...
Right? Oh, she just like passed out over here. She's sitting behind me so you can't see her face, but if you can see that, her feet are all... She's all legs.
Yeah, when she sleeps, it's just...
Corey's right. She's kind of kicking me off the couch. Ooh. Corey's right. She has grown up a lot. I remember a time where every time you saw her, she wanted to bite you. She was after you. There was nothing you could do to get away from her. But she has calmed down quite a bit. So.
Yeah, she's still like that some, but nowhere near as bad. I mean, there's just in the last even couple weeks, there's been a marked difference that she's starting to relax more, which is good because she's like a tornado sometimes.
She can be, yeah.
So that can be kind of hard. Well, I think that's most of our updates. Of course, that's not every single thing that's been going on in our lives, but...
No, of course, there's always other things going on. I'm still traveling back and forth a lot. I'm still thinking about warmer weather so I can go fishing.
That's another update for sure I would say I have, is starting to think about planning the garden for this spring and how I can do things different. And that's, I don't want to get all into that though, because that's a whole another video that I will make at some point. But I've just really been enjoying looking at the seed catalogs and thinking about all that. So, well, we lost Olive.
Yep. Sorry for that interruption, but she just sailed out of here and in a true fashion.
Yeah, she said, I'm done with these two.
That's right. I got a new rug. What's funny is it wasn't a new rug. I started thinking about it. I was like, I need to get me a full-size rug because see, if I stretch or exercise, I don't want to lay on the floor. I usually want to lay on the rug. So sometimes I'll lay on the rug in the living room. But I thought, I need to get me a bigger rug for my room. Plus the one I had just slid around too much and it was kind of dangerous. So I thought, I'll buy me a new rug. And I just couldn't really find one that I liked. And then I started thinking, wait a minute. I have a new rug in my storage unit. It's funny because it's not a new rug. It was the rug that was in Corey's room and she moved out. But I completely forgot that I had an area rug in there. So I pulled it out and put it in my room. And just like that, I got a rug. And this morning when I was stretching, it was nice to not have to lay on the cold floor. So, yeah.
That's good that you can put it to use.
I feel like a loser to say, I'm so updated. I'm so excited. I got a rug.
Hey, that's okay. I get excited about just really simple stuff like that. I think that's a good thing. It's not bad. All right, well, we're going to end this. All of us starting
just checking us out, looking like she might want to come back.
Yeah.
You want to come back and say bye?
You want to tell the people bye? Come here.
Come
tell
here.
them bye.
Come tell them bye.
All right. Tell them bye. Say bye.
Say God bless you, God watch you, God keep you.
We'll
see you at the
see you
next one.
next one.